before didn't go ideal either. What do you remember about that week, the game? What kind of your feelings, your thoughts coming out of it?
From the first game?
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, you know, thrown in a situation, obviously, I think that's when Aaron got COVID. So, put into a role where, wanted to go out there and make the most opportunity. Obviously, fell short of that game. I think it was a good just learning experience for me. First NFL start. Just kind of seeing exactly what a game is like. Seeing pretty much every defense, I feel like, with the all-outs and the different pressures they're bringing that game. So was able to see a lot and learn from that situation. Yeah.
What was the seminal thing you learned from that, and how much do you credit that experience, even though it's a couple of years ago, to getting you to this point now where we're at now? How important was that?
Yeah, just seeing, that was my first time actually game planning throughout the week and then going into a game. And just seeing the different looks, like you can plan for so many different looks, and you never know what the defense is going to bring that week, what kind of their flavor of the week with pressures, things like that. So I'm just getting a good feel for that, and then obviously just going out there and playing, getting a good feel, being comfortable in the game. I felt like I've got so much more comfortable in the pocket, just going through my reads, things like that. Since then, understanding protections, understanding, where I'm hot, things like that. So I think there was just so many little points that were valuable. Obviously, just being in a road game, my first NFL away game, just the loud environment, and just kind of handling that. So.
Did you walk out of there that night, Jordan, going, man, this is it's hard?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, didn't know what to expect. I knew it's not going to be easy going in and play a game, but I think after that game, it shows how on point you got to be throughout a game, how you got to take advantage of every drive you get, every opportunity. But yeah.
How much did you watch that film that off? I mean, because that's basically was the film that you would have to go on the whole off season. How much did you watch that and pick that apart, or was it just one game and it's not really enough to go on?
No, I watched it a lot that off season for sure. Obviously, that was my only kind of reps. But yeah, I watched back to all my reps, throughout the preseason, things like that. But that game was important for me. Just like when I say the amount of times we got pressured, and not, I feel like I wasn't able to, pick it up as best I can that game, and it was a good learning experience for me. But just being able to see those experiences, see where I need to be going with the ball placement on things like that. So I watched it back that offseason. I was able to learn a lot just from that film.
Like throughout the different points in the offseason, you would pull that up?
Oh, yeah.
Matt has said that he didn't like the plan that he had in place that night. How different was their defense with all that zero blitz from what you anticipated, and how much better are you now going into a game with the experience you have of being able to kind of predict what you're going to see?
Yeah, like I said, they had a really good plan that game, and our plan was kind of, try and pick it up. If we can't, throw some go balls, and we're not very successful with that. So I think that's part of the plan he was talking about. But just even in that situation, just understanding, giving the receivers a chance. That game, I wasn't really giving guys a chance to catch the ball and make plays or some of the all-out pressures. So that in itself was a good learning point. But like you said, just being able to learn from the film, see how we plan throughout the week, how defenses scheme us up, and just being able to learn from the different film that's on tape throughout the week, and then obviously be ready for the unscouted looks we'll get.
How different is
Go ahead.
How different is this Chiefs defense so compared to when you did face them back in 2021?
Yeah, they're different. Obviously, they have some different pieces out there, and just looking at tape, they do a little bit of different things. It's not as much as the pressure packages that we were seeing a couple years ago, but they still do some really good stuff, some really good pressures. So it's something that we'll have a good plan for this week. But obviously, it's a different team.
58 has played a lot for you guys this year, since you obviously share a locker next to him. Joe Barry said he sometimes goes a week without hearing Isaiah talk. What is he like as a locker mate next to you?
No, Zay's awesome, man. We talk every day, but I think just it's awesome to see what he's been doing. Obviously, I feel like it's a similar situation what I was in a year ago. Like just obviously a backup, but with injuries, things like that, he's been thrust into a role and he's performed really well. So he's out there guy out there making plays, and he's playing at a high level. So it's awesome to see. But me and Zay got a good relationship.
So he does talk?
Yeah, he talks. Yeah, he talks a lot.
Jordan, where do you feel like your game has improved the most as the season keeps on progressing? Because the last few weeks you look completely different than what you may have looked a few early on.
Yeah, I feel like it's just comfort, being comfortable in the pocket. Obviously, getting more reps. More reps is I'm being comfortable with my reads, understanding what the defense is doing, where I need to go with the ball, and just growing and learning every rep I get. And obviously learning from mistakes, learning from the good plays, but I think it's just comfort.
The quarterback's coach there was saying that he noticed a difference just in your decision making, using the check downs and stuff like that. How much of a learning curve, a learning process has it been for you this year?
Yeah, I think it's just, like I said before, it's something that throughout each rep I've been able to learn from, grow as a player, understand where I need to go with the ball. When look isn't perfect, understand where my checkdowns are and how quickly I can get the ball out, just so I'm not, sitting in the pocket, helping the O-line out by trying to get the ball out quick. And obviously I think it's just when you don't get the right read or the right look, understanding where the checkdowns are and not trying to wait and force the ball in.
From the outside, Tucker might not be going for 8 touchdowns in 4 games, but his development seems a little bit like Christian Asher's. One play, they check down to against the Chargers, and we've seen something, but they're not seeing much improvement. Have you noticed the growth before this past couple of weeks from Tucker, and what do you think about the trajectory he's in?
Yeah, I think he's somebody that's just getting more comfortable as he goes as well. But I think obviously with Luke being out, he's getting a lot more opportunity, and he's making the most of it right now. But I think he's an explosive player that obviously when he gets the ball in his hands, he does some pretty cool stuff. Like you saw in the Chargers game, was a little bit of yak there, but I think he's getting some more opportunities right now, and he's making the most of it.
Did it take you by surprise at all when, like it did us, when you check it down and he breaks a tackle, throws a guy, he shocks Aiden Hutchinson last week and scores a touchdown? I mean, did you see that in practice, or was it kind of just coming all at once for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I was definitely surprised by that in the Chargers game. You see stuff in practice, but obviously sometimes in practice we're not live, so you can't see guys breaking tackles, things like that, and just that playmaker ability that they have. So I think that was really the first time I was able to see that, and I was surprised by it. I was like, okay, that was awesome to see. But like I said, I think it's something that the more he gets the ball, he's going to get more comfortable, and he's going to be doing more of that.
Jordan, I have to ask, are you a Swiftie, and do you hope she's at the game on Sunday night?
Yeah, not much. I don't listen too much Taylor Swift, but yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure if she will be or not, but I don't listen too much Taylor Swift.
How are you guys handling the hype between a defending Super Bowl championship team coming to town, Sunday Night Football, and the possibility of a superstar being there?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, defending Super Bowl champs, the Chiefs have, they've done some really good things over the past couple of years. Been playing at a high level, been at the Super Bowl, I don't know how many times, but it feels like the past couple of years they've been there. So obviously a really good team, really good coach team as well. So, we're excited about the opportunity. Obviously, last time we played them in the regular season, that was my first start. So, I've definitely been waiting for this game. And I'm excited about it to be here at the home.
Challenge with their defense. Obviously, you just talked about you faced them a couple years ago. What makes that group so good?
No, I think they got some really good players on defense, and they got a good scheme that they run. They dial up some pretty good pressures. I think everyone's kind of in tune with what they're doing, and they're able to disguise stuff pretty well. But I think they just got good players, and they play well in the scheme of their defense. Yeah, I'm excited for the opportunity to play them.
Did you go back and watch that game under the anticipation they'll do the same things because that's what they do, or is that just totally different things? Because how do you prepare from that respect?
I haven't watched it yet this year. I mean, obviously, I think they got just different guys out there. So I think more of the stuff they're running this year is kind of what we'll see. But, you always got to be ready. I've watched that tape plenty, so I know exactly kind of the looks that they gave us. But, yeah, I'm expecting that they'll have a new flavor of pressure this week. But I think it'll be more of the stuff they've done this year.
Jordan, when Tom Clements got here, what was that, before last season? Did you know anything about him? What did you know about Tom?
Yeah, before, I mean, I just knew everything I've heard Aaron talk about Tom and, the time he had here before. But, yeah, it's just pretty much Aaron talking about, the relationship they built, how good of a quarterback coach he thought he was, and just that relationship that they had. And obviously, once Tom got here, I was able to, interact on my own and learn how he was.
What's the best thing that he's done for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think Tom is straight to the point. He's going to coach you tell you exactly what you need to hear, coach you by the book. And, if you're not doing it right, he's going to tell you this is exactly how you need to do it. But, I mean, Tom's a laid-back guy. Like I said, he's going to stay by the book. And if you're doing a good job, he'll give you a handshake, tell you good job. But if you're not doing it right, he'll let you know as well.
Did you notice that even last year with Aaron and his whatever, 15th year, he can still do that with him?
Mhm.
Is he coaching you similar?
Yeah, no, that's another thing I like about Tom Allott is he coaches everybody the same. You know, whether you're Aaron, me, Sean, he's going to coach you the same. He's going to tell you exactly what you need to hear, exactly what you're not doing right or what you are doing right. So that's what I like about him.
Matt told us after the game. Sorry, go ahead.
Does he ever talk about his own playing career at all, or does he just coach?
No, I mean every now and then we'll hear some stories of Notre Dame, but I think it's more of Tom's humble. I think it's more of other people, you know, poking fun at him and talking about how good Tom was, and he'll just be there. He's humble about it though, for sure.
Matt told us after the game that he texted you Thursday morning wanting to change that first play, and you said, no, let's keep it. Have you always been comfortable telling him when you don't agree with something, or has that been kind of a growing process as you've, you know, established yourself?
Yeah, I think I've always been comfortable with that. I mean, I think that's what you got to be in this. Obviously, I'm the one on the field. If I'm not comfortable with the play, I got to let them know. But I think that relationship has grown throughout the time I've been playing. But I think I was able to see that with Aaron, you know, just how comfortable Aaron and Matt were talking about whether they like to play, whether they don't like to play, what they don't like, just to make sure that we're both 100% dialed in, comfortable with what we're going with. And Matt says it all the time, you know, we're the ones out there running those plays. We got to be the ones comfortable running them.
Why'd you want to keep it?
I mean, I just think it was a really good play that we dialed up. Start with a shot, get Christian on a big post over the top. We had great protection on it. I think it was a play that was going to work. Yeah.
Now that you're in the playoff picture again, how hard is it to not look beyond this game here, knowing, you know, what's ahead, what's potentially ahead?
I mean, I don't think it's hard at all. I mean, I think the message we've always had is you got to take it 1 week at a time, one game at a time. You can't look past any opponent. You got to focus on this week. So I don't think it's hard at all.
Jordan, the offense has obviously grown a lot. For you, what sticks out and gives you confidence as you head into Sunday about the offense?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're growing together. People are understanding where we need to be. We're on the same page. I think the missed assignments, things like that we're having early on are going down, and guys are just feeling more comfortable in the system, understanding our roles, and now we're just going out there and playing, executing the plays, and guys are making plays. But I think guys are we have a better focus right now about how we're going to start the game. And I think it's helping us start fast, put up some points early on, and not get in the hole.
I'm not asking for who it was specifically. When you say the missed assignments that were there early in the season, what were the missed assignments that were prevalent early in the year that you're not seeing now?
Yeah, it was everybody. You know, it'd be a play here, a play there, where, you know, this is the thing we talk about. It takes all 11, doing your job, doing your 111th. But it was everybody. I mean, there'd be a play that I'd mess up on, maybe the running back messed up on O-line. So it was just little things like that were setting us back, holding us back, and we're not letting us get into a rhythm early on. So, yeah.
Joe, what do you think? I know it's not supposed to be like super cold on Sunday night, but it's gonna be cold. What do you think about that? You've been here long enough. Obviously, you got your college days too, but do you enjoy the cold? How do you adapt to it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's something that, you know, you can't control. You just got to go out there and play. Try and just keep your mind on going and doing your job, playing a great game. But obviously, it's a factor that's there. But the main thing is trying not to let it affect you. Yeah.
Is it harder to throw a cold ball?
100%. Yeah, it's harder to play in the cold when it's, you know, cold, snowing. You know, your hands aren't as warm, things like that. So there's all these little factors that play into it. But it's a mental game. You know, you just got to be able to be stronger than elements.
Two more for Jordan. You're supposed to be the leader of the team in a lot of ways. I understand that, but it helps when there's other people who step forward. Has Elgton Jenkins done anything more this year? Can you think of an example that he said something in the huddle or on the sidelines or during the week that was helpful as a leadership type of personality?
Yeah, no, Elton's been great. Obviously, you know, we have a couple guys that are older vets on the offense, and Elton's been a guy that stepped up. He's been a vocal leader since day one. I think he's been doing a really good job because, like you said, you know, we got plenty of leaders on offense, and it's all about who's going to step up and say something. And he's taken on that role, and he's been a lot more vocal this year. Same with Aaron Jones, some of those older guys that are just being the voice for the younger guys in the locker room and just leading by example. So it's awesome.
Does it matter when, though? Does it have to be like in game sometimes on the sidelines where somebody really needs to say, you know, maybe it's not pleasant, but you need to hear it kind of thing?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think that's the job of leaders, just finding the right time to say something, when the right time is. And obviously when things are uncomfortable, you don't want to say, call somebody out that, you know, you just go ahead and do that. But I think Elton's been doing a great job of doing that.